We're being manipulated in a way that is so typical with the mainstream media. But when it comes to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle and their rehabilitation back into the royal family, we simply cannot accept this. Because let me tell you, I know for a fact that Prince Harry hasn't softened his stance on the fact that he is still demanding an apology from King Charles, from Prince William, to his wayward wife who made false accusations of racism. So the fact that the MSM and the Royal Rota and virtually every single royal commentator are trying to gaslight you into thinking that William is making a mistake for not wanting Harry back is a joke. It is a total joke, and I've got to bring some truth and accuracy to what's going on. Because you will have seen all of this reporting over the weekend that, Harry and Meghan don't even want to come back anyway. Well, as Royally Sage correctly pointed out on X, let me translate this nonsense. Rachel and Harry were never offered to come back. They know the royals won't have them back, but they need headlines. And they are going to squeeze every last drop from a simple staff meet and greet before the Harkles fire this new comms team. Amen to that. And so the Daily Mail has unfortunately been at the forefront of this. My ex-employer, I don't know what's happened to them, remembering Prince Harry is still trying to sue your asses into oblivion. He is the enemy. He's never going to come around. But look at this. Harry and Meghan have no plans ever to move back to Britain. And this was the reporting following news of a secret peace summit between aides of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and his father. It was thought the Windsor family feud could be resolved, paving a way for the prince to return to the UK. However, friends of Harry and Meghan have said the couple are very happy in California and are never likely to return. A source who is close to Harry said they're very happy living in and raising their family in California, and as it stands, have no plans to leave. Now, of course, a source also said, everyone just wants to move on and forward now. It was finally the right time for the two sides to talk. Well, of course, all of that is rubbish because Prince Harry is not happy in Montecito. He has absolutely no life there, no purpose, no ability to make money. He's miserable. But what's happened is that his friends in the United Kingdom have decided to use his so-called enemies in the mainstream media, acknowledging that a cheerleader like Omid Scobie, that very odd-looking bloke, remember, who used to sort of look like Michael Jackson, is not the best messenger. So now they've chosen a new messenger. And it is a woman called Charlotte Griffiths, who is the editor-at-large for the Mail on Sunday, and she has been sent out over the weekend to the right-wing broadcasters in the UK to try and change your mind on this, to try and manipulate you on this.
Harry and William's peace talks collapse. Sources close to the royal family indicate that recent reconciliation attempts between Prince Harry and Prince William have failed. The primary sticking point remains Harry's insistence on an apology to Meghan Markle. Despite the highly publicized Oprah interview, the Netflix docuseries, his memoir, Spare, and numerous public criticisms, Harry is reportedly refusing to move forward unless William apologizes for Meghan's treatment. Predictably, William has rejected this demand.
TV deals and her cookery show, I still think she wouldn't be able to face it. She wouldn't be able to face the boos. And last time she was in the country, her last ever official engagement, she was really badly booed, and she just can't handle that, I don't think. And also there's, of course, the famous security issue, which is that Harry believes she can't come here without being, attacked in some way. The narrative it really has kept going since I spoke to you this time last week. This constant chatter from aides and sources saying, something is happening, and it may move at a glacial pace, but the beginning of the end of the feud has begun.
Interesting. Yeah, and I wonder what our viewers think. Would they forgive Harry if Meghan was out of the picture? Maybe not divorced or anything like that, but if Meghan was just kept away from Britain, would they accept Harry back and maybe try and rebuild bridges with him. Interesting. And also, just mentioning the security wasn't a problem when Harry was gallivanting up and down, was it the King's Road in Fulham or wherever he was, knocking on random doors looking for his friend, eh?
Well, very good point there from Ben Leo. But it's not a good point to ask the question about whether the British public want Harry and Meghan back, because let me tell you, we don't. We absolutely don't. But Charlotte Griffiths is on this tour and she's using the Daily Mail to try and lay the groundwork for exactly that to happen, because she did the same thing on Talk TV with Russell Quirk. Oh, Charlotte pulled the other one. You've admitted previously that it was leaked to you before the meeting took place. It didn't take a long while to come out. The meeting was on Wednesday. You published it on Sunday. And look, congratulations. You're very happy that you've got a scoop. But please stop this absolutely intellectually dishonest narrative that Harry was some way damaged, mentally damaged by his father and his mother. Because let's be honest, William's come out okay, so let's put that to one side. And can we also please stop pretending that this is a man who is at all prepared to admit that he has done anything wrong? So we're going to get into exactly how we're being manipulated by the royal rota, by the mainstream media right now with royal and media expert Lauren Lunn Farrow. She is on Instagram as the media strategist, and she has spent 20 years exposing mainstream media narratives, and it is a pleasure to have her on Outspoken Now. So, Lauren, look, I really wanted to talk to you because you have spent the last week completely picking apart the way that the mainstream media are just flat out manipulating us when it came to this leaked meeting. But why do you think they are so desperate to try and convince the British public that we in some way need Prince Harry back? What is really going on here? What is the motivation and what are they doing?
They need to make money. This is why, the mainstream media exist. They are a money-making corporate machine. So ultimately, if sales are declining, if clicks are going down, if they're not getting their hits and selling those units of papers, they need to change the narrative. And we're coming into silly season, being August. This is perfect timing for them to start tapping up a new narrative. And people have to really open their eyes to this because it's propaganda, it's lies,
Yes.
and they are taking the public for fools.
Well, they are, because as I point out, Prince Harry actually hasn't changed his stance. So
No.
surely, Lauren, it is a non-starter, given he's coming at this from a starting point of myself and my wife need an apology from King Charles, Prince William, and the Royal Institution. Like, surely that makes it a non-starter from the off. He's not going to get that apology, is he? There's no way it can be delivered.
Yeah, I don't think he is going to get the apology. And I also think they're surrounded by yes people. I mean, being in LA, that it is such a toxic place to live where you just pay people to tell you what you want to hear. And it's really distorted. And when I saw this piece, I was so shocked because there were so many rookie errors made with it. It was done at a private members club. The photographer, I couldn't find the name anywhere apart from a portrait photographer that was from America based in the UK. The whole copy read like a piece I would have copy approved when I was a celebrity publicist. And there was too many factual details in there for it to, and it was too positive for a start. It was far too positive to be an organic Mail article. And this is just ludicrous that they think the public are this stupid, and they're trying to align themselves, I believe, with a journalist and rewrite the narrative. Where do you go? You go to the biggest newspaper on a Sunday, you go to the editor at large, and you slowly start to turn the narrative. But the thing is, they're totally unmanageable. They've gone through 25 staff. Their new comms team has gone from 2 people in-house to 8 externally. And this PR agency, Method Communications, they're more tech, more consumer. I don't think they know what they're doing.
And
Not
these
the
are
PR
the people who are
agency,
now
sorry.
managing Harry and Meghan's PR internationally.
Yeah. But they've got boots on the ground in England. Harry and Meghan. There's too many cooks. And when I saw this piece, it, saying you've set up there's a secret meeting happening at a royal members club. I mean, it's illegal to print these pictures.
Yes.
So
yes.
Ipso, who are the apparently independent governing board of the UK press, under Clause 2 of the Privacy Act on their website, it states pictures like this are illegal. If you are a private members club, you are entitled to privacy. Now, I did research and I found a video and pictures of the balcony where that meeting was. It is not, you cannot see it if you're just a member of the public. That's why people go to a private members club, to have private meetings, because they don't want to be seen in the press. And the aides that were going there, they're not people you would instantly recognize. They're not, names and faces that the paps are aware of. And this is just shocking to me, because I really don't like people taking the great British public as fools. And this is what the royals and the press are doing.
From Prince William's viewpoint, an apology is out of the question. He reportedly believes that Harry and Meghan are responsible for launching a PR bomb on the royal family. This includes accusations of racism against the monarchy and public criticism directed at Anand Kate Key.
Yes, because your point being, Lauren, that actually if they were not happy about the publication, if they hadn't worked with these journalists, if this story hadn't been leaked, then they could be taking action against the publication of these photographs. And of course, there has been not even a murmur of that.
Yeah, I'm actually writing to Ipso because I'd like some clarification from them on this. I think, people are entitled to privacy, absolutely. So if the Mail have broken that privacy rule, I think it's very important to get to the bottom of it. However, having done this for 20 years, I have placed so many copy-approved stories in national newspapers, set up pap shots. I would place a large amount of money that this is 100% leaked and set up. And I don't think it's actually leaked from one of their friends. This is leaked from someone that is a seasoned PR expert, in my opinion. But the fact that the meeting happened at the ROSL club, which King Charles is a patron of, makes me think that his side also had something to do with where it was happening. I don't think they were across the fact the pictures were leaked, but he's obviously, it was on kind of neutral ground.
Yes, 100%. 100%. And what's so shocking to me, though, is that the rest of the mainstream media have just decided to run with the Daily Mail narrative. So take this, Lauren, from the Daily Telegraph over the weekend, a piece headlined, "In the minefield of royal relationships, Harry hopes to have hit a turning point." And they say, after years of attacking the royal family in interviews and launching legal battles in the UK, the Duke of Sussex seems to be changing tack. And within this article, Lauren, so they talk about the interview, that terrible interview that Harry did just a matter of months ago, where, can we just remember, he came very close to accusing the royal family and King Charles of being involved in part of a cover-up to try and kill him, right? So that's literally a few weeks ago. And in this piece, the deputy royal editor, and why this matters, Lauren, is this is the person who has the contact with Harry and Meghan, so we know that if it's a piece written by this woman, that it's going to be quite propaganda. Victoria Ward is her name. And she writes, "The interview did nothing to curry favour at Buckingham Palace, where it was met with raised eyebrows and wary resignation. Even those close to the Duke recognised that it may not have been the smartest move. It was not as if there had been no warning. The highly damaging allegations made by the Sussexes in their Oprah Winfrey interview of March 2021 have not been forgotten similarly. The revelations and indiscretions peppered throughout their three-part Netflix series Harry and Meghan. Wiser heads may now prevail. The Telegraph understands that television interviews are currently very much ruled out. Despite the furore prompted by those latest missiles fired via the TV cameras, the underlying sentiment was plain to see. A little more than 2 months later, two of the Duke's most senior and newly appointed aides sat down for drinks with the King's communication director. The meeting was leaked, much to the frustration of all three protagonists, lie, but the fact that it had happened at all was revelatory. It was fortuitous then that the next sighting of Harry was in Angola. So what they're effectively trying to, I think, as you quite rightly say, Lauren, through a piece of propaganda, tell us is, so let's just forget. Let's just forget what Harry said 3 months ago. Let's just forget that he was suggesting that the royal family is involved in some type of complicit conspiracy to kill him, and we'll move on.
This situation is further complicated by what appears to be a fundamental misunderstanding of reconciliation. Harry states he wants to rebuild bridges, yet he's made it clear that peace hinges on an apology to Meghan. This isn't a plea for reconciliation, it's an ultimatum.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, it's really important to note that I've turned the narrative with a lot of household names, and you don't need to get every paper on side. You don't need to get every journalist on side. What they've done is they've tapped into the Mail and the Telegraph. And this is brainwashing. It has begun. People are, ingesting all of this media, and they are being brainwashed to absolutely forget what Harry has done. And remember, Harry and Meghan have rinsed the lemon. They want to come back now because he's done the book. He's done the Netflix, she's done everything. And now what do you see? You see her launching wine. Wine as well that's the go-to moneymaker in the world of celebrity. Kylie Jenner, Kendall Jenner, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Diddy, they've all got alcohol brands. I don't think they are, I think they're out of their depth. I think they are micromanaging PR people within their team and trying to they think they're being really clever, doing lots of
because your point is that Meghan in particular is wanting to make money, and so they need to get the proximity to the royal family back. And actually, I was looking at one of your Instagram posts on this, and this is when Meghan posted this shameless plug of her As Ever wine tied to Queen Camilla's birthday. And you posted, not one to miss an opportunity to plug her own products whilst tapping into UK royalty for relevance to get back into the forefront of the mainstream news cycle. And I think you are totally right that that's what she's doing. But why is King Charles and Buckingham Palace not waking up to this, Lauren?
They have to keep their guard up because we have seen they are not able to slot into royal life. And I think another reason why it wouldn't work with them coming back, they are living in LA where, your egos are massaged, you're surrounded by yes people, no one ever says no to you. If they come back to the UK, they are going to have to slot into a hierarchy that is not compatible with their egos. And I also think it's really important to make the point that Meghan launched the wine brand As Ever on Diana's birthday.
Oh, it was sick.
And
totally
I just think,
sick.
We know that Diana's driver was under the influence when she tragically passed away. I think, putting the Instagram video up on Queen Camilla's birthday with the wine, and I've got to say, when they wanted to depart kind of public life, I was all for that. I thought, good luck to you, raise your family, live a quiet life. And then they said, oh, we want to do a life of service. I'm sorry, Netflix, Oprah, flogging a wine brand, edible flowers, shortbread. This is taking the biscuit. This is absolutely taking advantage of the public, and we don't want it.
Totally, but there's a lot of intra-royal relationship pressure going on here as well, right, Lauren? And the person who I feel very sorry for in all of this is Prince William. Because Prince William, and actually Catherine as well, although Catherine tends to leave him to do the fighting, the internal fighting. But she knows what this woman is about. William knows what this woman is about. They are not for turning. But what I have found particularly disgusting, and I've seen this campaign ramp up, Lauren, over the past 3 days, is the mainstream media now turning on Prince William to try and pressure him, to try and make him look like the bad guy. And I've just got a couple of examples that we can look at here. So first from Valentine Lowe. Now, Valentine Lowe is a highly regarded royal correspondent. He wrote the book Courtiers for himself, but within that book was the revelation about the bullying from Meghan Markle. But he wrote a piece which I found astonishing in the Times over the weekend, headlined, "The Sussexes could be back on the balcony in 2 years, but don't expect to be cheered." And he actually even painted a picture of how this could work.